Hello, my name is Verlene Connelton and I'm the Jackson County Extension Agent for 4-H and Youth Development. And I want to show you today how to do a 4-H demonstration and hopefully answer any questions that you may have concerning 4-H demonstrations. One of the first things that you need to know are the rules and regulations in order to do a 4-H demonstration. And the 4-H demonstrations must be 5 to 15 minutes in length. And you must be between the ages of 9 to 13 years old as of January the 1st of 2013 in order to compete in the junior competition. And 14 to 19 years old as of January the 1st, 2013 in order to compete in the senior competition. No live animals of any size are permitted in doing a 4-H demonstration. There are also 16 different categories for 4-H demonstrations. The categories are animal science, bread, clothing and sewing, crafts photography, general, health, home environment management, horticulture, foods, performing arts, presentation software, safety, science and natural resources, science, engineering and technology, shooting sports, and team demonstrations. Now when you do a team demonstration, you have to make sure that you and the other person doing this demonstration have to speak the same amount of time. You can't have one person up there doing everything. You both have to do a shared presentation. And also, you can't do a team demonstration and an individual demonstration. You have to pick one or the other. Now, when you do a 4-H demonstration, the first thing that you have to have are your posters. And you need actually 3 to 4 posters. And I like to use the foam board because it won't bend. You actually can't have anyone holding your posters while you do a demonstration, so it's really good to use that. Make sure that your letters on your posters, that everybody will be able to read them, that they're big, nice letters. On your first poster, you need to have the title of whatever your demonstration is going to be, along with all the ingredients or the items that you need. Now today I will be doing a food demonstration, so I will have ingredients. But if you're doing another demonstration like a craft or something, you would list all your individual items that you would need. On your second poster, we'll just run through this real quick, you would have directions. You will have listed all your directions step by step of how you would do your demonstration. Okay? And then on your last poster, you would have a summary or a closing. So those are the 3 things that you need. 3 different posters. And I just use mine front to back because you save on money that way, and it's less posters that you have to carry around. So also, there's certain things that you need to know when you're doing a food demonstration. The reason why I chose this recipe today is because it shows you how to measure dry ingredients, how to measure liquid ingredients, and the correct way to break an egg. And yes, there is a correct way to break an egg. The first thing you need to do when you're doing a food demonstration is you need to make sure you wash your hands. And even though when you do your demonstration you're not going to have a sink with soap and water there, you can start your demonstration off by saying, today I'm going to do a food demonstration and I have bought a washcloth from home, or you can even have hand sanitizer, and you show them that you're washing your hands in front of them. If you have long hair, it's good that you pull your hair back. I don't have to worry about that. You can also have an apron, like I have my 4-H apron on today. You can have a tablecloth if you would like to, anything to enhance your demonstration. You can be creative. So let me begin doing my 4-H demonstration with 4-H silver dollar pancakes. The ingredients that I will need 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. I will need 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. I will need 1 tablespoon of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/4 cups of milk, 1 egg, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Now as you can see, I have all my ingredients laid out right in front of me, and you will have time doing your 4-H demonstration to actually set up everything before you start. And if you'll notice, on all my ingredients, I have got labels, because just like when you're doing a demonstration on TV or anything when you watch one, you'll notice that they cannot advertise a certain brand. So we can't either. So everything, we have flour and the salt, what I did was I just covered the label up and did like that. My milk is in a separate container, just labeled milk. So you need to remember when you're doing a demonstration, you cannot advertise a certain brand. All right. Now we'll begin with our demonstrations. Directions. In a large bowl, sift together flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Okay, so I needed 1½ cups of flour. I have my flour right here. It's not pre-measured out because I wanted to show you all the correct way to measure flour as a dry ingredient. So I need 1½ cups of flour. I just dip this down in here. I want to make sure I hold my cup over my bowl. And you want to make sure that when you're doing your 4-H demonstration that you talk, that there's not a lot of quiet time. The correct way to measure dry ingredients, you dip it out in a measuring cup and you take a back of a butter knife and smooth across it, okay? That's my 1½ cups and it says sifted, so I'm setting my sifter down in there in my bowl. And again, I need 1/2 cup. So I'll turn this around and I can tell just where my measurement comes for 1/2 cup. Okay. And that's 1/2 cup. Then it says I need 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. So I have my teaspoon right here. You need to make sure that you don't just use a regular spoon from home. You use an actual teaspoon or tablespoon measure. It's very important because they're not the same. So I need 3½. It's the same way. I dip it out. I level it across for my dry ingredients. That's 2, 3½. So I just make sure 1/2. Okay. Then I need 1 tablespoon of sugar. So I go to my sugar next. Now this is my tablespoon. I just turn it around there. It's another dry ingredient, so I just measure it like so. And I put it in there. Then I need 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is a good lesson here. You should always make sure that you have all your items already pre-opened, which I didn't realize that, there we go. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you need to also make sure that you never hold your item over this when you're measuring because you could have an accident and spill it. And then that would burn your recipe. And then you need 1 1/4 cup of milk. Now this is a liquid ingredient. Okay? You know the milk's here's how you measure. I turn this around. You have to set your cup down. My milk is in here. So I need a 1 1/4 cup. You need to make sure that you set your milk down and you level it. You get down and you kind of look at it. Okay. I'm going to wait first before I continue on with that because we have to make sure we sift this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sift this out. And then we're going to set the sifter to the side. Okay. It says to make a well in the center and pour in your milk, egg, and melted butter and mix until smooth. So I'm going to pour in my 1 cup of milk that I've already pre-measured. And then it says I need another 1/4 cup of milk. So we're going to go ahead and measure it down. I've got the cup set down. And the reason why you want to set the cup down is because if you're actually holding the cup and you pour, you might not get the right measurement, okay? So I went ahead and I poured 1 1/4 cup of milk in there. And then the egg, which I'm going to show you the correct way to break an egg. I've got my egg in here, and it has not been broken. And I have a separate container here, because when you are working with eggs, you need to make sure that you do not break your egg over top your recipe and put it in there, because your egg might be ruined. And then that would also ruin your recipe. So what you need to do, you hold your egg in your hand like so. Now this is the correct way to break it. You take the back of a butter knife and you hit it in the middle, and then you put it in a separate container. Like that. That is the correct way to break an egg. You do not break the egg over the bowl or on the side of the bowl, but like this. So we put our egg in. Okay. And then, this is the only item that I have pre-measured. And you can do this. You can already have your items pre-measured if you like. But you also need to show that you know the correct way to measure. So this is my butter, and I have already pre-measured 3 teaspoons of butter. So I've got that, so I'm going to put that in my recipe. Okay, and it said mix until smooth. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to sit here and mix this up real good until it's smooth. And I don't know if most of you have had $0 pancakes, but the reason they're called $0 pancakes is because they're the size of a $0. And I know that my son really likes to have these on weekends, and they're quick and they're easy to make. They're just a miniature pancake. Okay, so I've mixed until smooth. Then it says to heat a lightly oiled griddle or frying pan over medium-high heat. So I have already preheated this, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it up just a little bit more, and I have some oil, which I'm going to pour on the griddle here just a little bit. Don't need much. I'm just going to do about a teaspoon. Just a little bit on the griddle. And this is going to show you'll be able to see. How we're going to make our pancakes. Okay, make sure. Now it says, so we have the griddle is a heating. While it's doing this, our next step that we have, it says to take a tablespoon of the batter and pour onto the griddle. Okay, I have got a tablespoon right here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it, and the reason why you take a tablespoon is that would be about the size of a $0 pancake. So we just take a tablespoon out. I'll do it like that, and I'll pour it onto the let it start. I'm going to do a couple so that you'll be able to see. See, it's all ready. We're going to let it get brown on one side before we flip it over. Okay. I have my spatula here. We're just going to let it brown, get real good and brown. And then we'll flip it over. I was trying to think with other demonstrations. I'm doing a food demonstration today, but you can do a demonstration in anything. And the categories that I talked to you about earlier, there is a category for everything. Now, if you decide to do a 4-H demonstration with gun safety or anything like that, then you need to be aware that you're not allowed to bring guns to school. You're not allowed to use a gun when you're doing a 4-H demonstration. You can actually use pictures of guns, but you're not even allowed to use a prop. Okay, see I flipped these over? See how nice and brown these are? Uh-oh. Accident with it. And accidents do happen. And like when you do your 4-H demonstration, and if there's something happens in the middle of it that's not supposed to happen, don't stop. Just continue on, because it's more likely that the judges won't even notice. Okay? You don't have to stop and say, oh, I made a mistake, or that wasn't supposed to happen. A lot of times they won't know. Just keep browning these. And this is all you have to do in order to make your silver dollar pancakes. And they are really, really good and tasty. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because it shows you how you make silver dollar pancakes. The very last is your summary. And my summary is, you can eat pancakes anytime. They make great peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You can make a whole lot at one time and freeze them, and when you get hungry, you just stick them in the microwave. Are there any questions? That's how you always end your demonstration. So I would like to thank you for watching our 4-H demonstration today, and hopefully I will see you at our 4-H demonstration contest. Thank you so much.